In this lecture, we're going to be looking at more complex patterns of inheritance. So far, we've been just dealing with dominant and recessive, which is very simplistic and is not always the case when we deal with more complex organisms. One complex form of inheritance is intermediate inheritance. This is when there is not a completely dominant allele that just totally takes over. Snapdragons is an example. When it's homozygous pure, it can be red, or it's homozygous pure, it can be white. However, when it's heterozygous, you get a blending of this, and that is pink. When you have intermediate inheritance, you have a blending of the phenotype. Another complex pattern of inheritance is multiple alleles. Multiple alleles is like when everything is dominant. That means if you have the allele, the trait will be shown. For example, blood type. There's A and B. So when you have A, you have A. When you have B, you have B. When you have AB, you have both A and B. So with multiple alleles, both traits will be shown. Not a blending, but you'll have both traits being shown. So let's look at multiple alleles in human blood type. You can have 4 different phenotypes. You can show the phenotype A. The way you have A is you have a genotype big A, or A and an O, meaning you're missing that allele. Or you can have B. For B, you can have big B, or big B with an O, and you'll show the B phenotype. You can have AB, which is you have one A and one B phenotype, and see the multiple alleles, both A and B are being shown. Or you can have O, and the only way you can have O is little o. So what does ABO mean? ABO, when you're talking about blood types, refers to the type of surface proteins that are present on your blood cells. If you have A, you have A-type surface proteins. If you have B, you have B-type surface proteins. If you have AB, you have both A and B surface proteins. And if you have O, you have no surface proteins. So the importance of this surface proteins is the way your body recognizes the blood cells. If I give someone with type A blood B blood, the body's going to attack the B blood because it'll think it's a foreign invader. And so when someone has type A blood, you need to give them either A blood or O blood. And so the universal acceptor is AB because it recognizes and will accept both type A, type B, and type O, and as well as AB. The universal donor is type O, since it has no surface proteins to be recognized and attacked. Polygenetic inheritance will give you the most variation among traits. These are things in humans like height, skin color, and hair color. There is a huge array of phenotypes and spectrums. It's not like we're just tall or short. We can be anywhere from 4 feet to 7 to 8 feet tall and everywhere in between. This is because the trait of height in humans is controlled by multiple genes and multiple combinations. This gives you the widest variety of phenotypes because it's not controlled by just one gene, but by many genes. And that's where we get the term polygenetic, many genes. Although genes are important in laying the foundation for phenotypes, environment can also influence phenotype. In humans, exposure to sunlight can change the color of a person's skin. Nutrition and exercise can change their height and their weight at certain ages. And so the importance of environment and other chemical factors are also important in determining how a genotype is then expressed as your phenotype.